What's up guys? I promised, as I did in one of my videos, on every 100 likes I'm going to review a TAEMIN video, and because the latest video that I made with TAEMIN and Idea received 300 likes, I just couldn't skip TAEMIN today. I thought, why not just jump on his bandwagon and continue the journey? And it had 300 likes, so we're going to be looking at today with TAEMIN and Sayonara Hitori. I know the song, I don't know the video. People said I need to look at it because it's something amazing. I don't really know what to expect here, but I think it's going to be super cool. But also I just saw it from 2016, so this is kind of an early age of TAEMIN, so we're gonna see whether it has picked up from there or maybe it was the same quality already since 2016. I'm kind of curious to see what happened there, but so far I think it's going to be a really cool experience, and I would just say let's jump in the video. But before we jump into the video, like always, if you have any videos you want me to look at in the near future, just put them in the comments below. I'll gladly look at them and give my honest feedback about them. And of course I look at both good videos and bad videos. I think there's also sometimes good and bad and good, but for now let's jump into TAEMIN with Sayonara Hitori, which means goodbye Hitori. Not really sure, but let's continue. That's something that I always think is just amazing, how a simple text on a very kind of semi-busy background can look so cool. I mean, I always enjoy it, whether it says TAEMIN, whether it says info abroad. It's just amazing to look at, and I always think this is just so simple but so beautiful to look at. Cool, I can read a bit of Japanese. Sayonara Hitori. Is he sitting on a piano? And there's a piano playing. Nice little touch. Is he elevated though, or? I really enjoy that the more it zooms into TAEMIN, the more you see kind of a depth of field on between the piano, TAEMIN, and the floor, which is super cool actually, because I thought it was just a flat surface and he's sitting on a CGI backdrop, but this is a real piano and there is actually a bit of depth of field here. Small little add-on, but a really beautiful thing to look at. Oh no. They did the same what they did with one of his other songs when they smoothen the skin a lot to make him look a little bit more realistic. Well, in my opinion, I just think it takes away the details because, like I say, TAEMIN has a really good face by himself. They should not smoothen his face there. And especially seeing it here, it just looks a bit artificial. I'm not really a fan of it. I love the piano. Alright, we're in CGI territory right now. And guys, it's really hard for me to judge anything here because all of this is just based on the CGI. So if anything, I can just focus on the camera angles for now because the rest is, well, like I say, CGI. But one thing that I do notice from the bat already is that, you know, the moonlight is very intense, but there's a little bit too much light coming from the side and from any side generally, which I think, well, that's what you get from having a moon behind you. But yeah, what I'm just trying to say, the light is just not so accurate as it could be. Because you have to think about it, if there's a light source behind you, you know, the back of you should be the brightest, while the front of you should be the darkest. But here, everything seems equally lit. And of course they did that, because, you know, TAEMIN has to be lit to a certain point. I would maybe have not chosen a moon, especially that size, as a backdrop, because it's a little bit unrealistic when it comes to lighting. But I also kind of like the way they didn't overlight TAEMIN, so it kind of looks like he is a bit darker in the front, which is a small little detail, but a very good detail that they focus on. I still kind of wish they had no moon. Because you can see, if you look over here, how bright this plateau is, and it's not the same brightness here. It shows that there's two different elements, and theoretically, this should all be lit equally. But they did nail it with making the front of him darker, which is cool. Oh, they really went crazy with CGI this time. Those clean edits. I love clean cuts, but good cuts. Speaking about the fire world, it just looks a lot like a game, I think. I think it's not something that I personally dig too much. It just looks way too fake because you know that heat is something, because you know it's really hard to stand with something that's really hot, and everyone is just standing there as if it's not a problem. So we know that he's standing in a green screen room. And also the fire, it doesn't look too realistic. It just looks like they took different types of elements, just stitched them in there, kind of make it look very wild and broken and destroyed and fiery. But yeah, it's not really my thing, if I'll be honest. Like I say, I prefer real backgrounds, real props, real things to interact with, because the people actually see how they can interact with it. And also one thing that is a little bit annoying for me is, you see all the lighting from the fire, it's orange. It's a really warm light. It's a really yellowish light. But TAEMIN is a bit too white, as if he's in a green screen room. That's because he is, and he's lit a little bit too white for my taste. I would have made this just a little tint more yellow or more warm. Can we stop with the softening of the face? I'm really happy they did not do this with IDEA. I'm really happy they didn't. I'm happy they moved away from this after 4 years. And yeah, I just don't like it because it just makes everything look like a blob. I never liked it when Samsung introduced it to their phones, when iPhone introduced it to their phones. I turn it off. I think it's terrible for photography or videography. This is fantastic though. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, the detail. Oh, that's beautiful. The detail of the shadows moving here as if time is passing by. Fantastic. It's a small detail, but it's a fantastic little thing to add. It really just shows time is ticking. Yeah, his voice is really beautiful. See, here the green screen just looks more realistic. Yeah, it's really beautiful. Are those pigs? Those are pigs, aren't they? That's a cool background. At least I think they're pigs. But this is where I like CGI a little bit more. It's a little bit more easy to interact with, and I think as well that this is all water, meaning he's actually interacting with water. And it's like I say, if you have a real prop to interact with, this is the way to go. Make sure that there's something that people can interact with rather than not, because here TAEMIN can play with the water and kind of make it his thing, his element to play with. Like I say, he kind of likes to use props, people as an extension to his movements, and here he's clearly using the water. I love the detail on this woman. It's really like I'm playing World of Warcraft. I don't know why, but it's like all the different worlds that we're seeing. It's a little bit interesting. I really don't like the fire world. Yeah, TAEMIN is still owning everything though. What happened here? Did they film this in like 30 frames per second and try to slow it down? What? Do you guys see that? Do you see how it stutters a little bit? I really think that was a bit of a mistake, that they shot everything in 24 frames per second, maybe 30, and they wanted to slow it down. Oh no, that would have been terrible. It just looks a bit awkward because the rest is amazing, but this is just this weird stutter. SM Entertainment. So that was TAEMIN with Sayonara Hitori. Well, let me just be honest about it. It's not my favorite. I can say that from the clear bat. And the main reason why is because there is a lot of CGI. I mean, the artists really went out of the way to create a world out of CGI. It like I said throughout the video, it made me feel like I'm in World of Warcraft. I'm in different types of worlds. One is destroyed, one is full of water, one is on floating land. Really cool, very dynamic. But the problem is you can see that TAEMIN didn't really know how to interact with those elements because he's in a green screen room. And you can kind of see that it's harder for him to interact with where he is in the location because, like I said, he doesn't know what he's really being part of. You don't see it until the end production. And of course you have a say, but you still need to make sure that it all fits together beautifully. And I'll just be honest about it. The score for this video, and I'm happy they picked up the quality over the last 4 years. I have to give for this video a 7 out of 10. It was good. It was clean. The editing was great. The camera angles were great. Of course, we also see TAEMIN really being part of the center. He was always the thing we should focus on, and that's fantastic. But there were elements where I thought the lighting was a bit wrong. Why is he too white in a burning world? Why is it with orange lighting he's still white? I don't think he had superpowers or anything. And it's just something that I thought was a little bit, not well executed, but I'm happy they picked us up, like I said, in his newer videos. And overall, that's all I can say to it actually. I think it was a really good starting point. It just went upwards. It just went upwards, and that's all I can say to this video. And it's also a beautiful video, but I think a 7 out of 10 is a fair score because we see a lot of improvements. And also, like I say, real. Go for real props. Real props is the thing. We need real props. But thank you very much, guys, for watching my video. And if you have any questions or you have any things you want me to review, then please put them in the comments below. Like I say, check a few links in the description below. One is from my Twitch. Go find me there. Maybe we can have a talk about TAEMIN or any other K-pop star or any other type of music video. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe for my next video. And I hope to see you next time. And thank you very much for the support, guys. I really appreciate it. Catch you then.